This is an emergency Bitcoin video. This is probably the most important video I have ever made, as Bitcoin is literally in free fall mode right now. We're coming down to the last hope for the Bitcoin bulls, a very, very important area of support. And I'm going to be talking about the trades I'm currently taking and how I'm dealing with this price action. Make sure to like, subscribe, click the bell, because we are bringing you the juiciest Bitcoin updates here on YouTube. The short trade perfectly hit our target to the dollar, the level I gave in my last video. Of course, that trade setup was given in advance in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, right from $106,000. That's literally right where we dropped from. And we're currently getting a bounce right now from the last hope for the Bitcoin bulls. And of course, this is a very technical level where Bitcoin is trying to bounce from right now. It is actually the 886 Fibonacci confluence with the value area low of the macro range. Of course, a level we are ready and prepared for in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, jasoncaspertrading.com. Click the link to join the best trading community in the world. Bitcoin right now is coming down to this very important value area low at $92,100. Why is this so important? Well, for the past few months, actually since November 11th, when we started trading in this sideways range, it's been approximately 83 days now, so over 2 months. This has been considered fair value by the market between these two areas. This is the volume profile. This is showing you where did most Bitcoin exchange hands, right? So anything above this area is considered overbought. We need to have a correction to the downside. Anything below this area is considered oversold. We expect a correction to the upside. And pretty much when you dip down into these areas, this is the make it or break it zone. This is where the market is going to determine, are we actually going to continue to trade Bitcoin at what's been considered fair value for the last 2 months? Or are we going to break down and start trading at a new fair value zone lower? That's why this is such a make it or break it level. Now, another reason why this is such a make it or break it level for Bitcoin is because when we look at the overall entirety of this market structure, we have here a support zone that had been building up pretty much since the 26th of November, where we have all these lows. And then we had a liquidity grab of these lows. When we had a liquidity grab of these lows, we got a very bullish sign on the indicator where we had market Cipher B making higher lows as the price was making lower lows, basically getting a liquidity grab, stopping everybody out, and then closing that daily candle very bullishly above that level. Now, when this happened, right, we actually then proceeded to make a higher high on the chart, right? So we made this nice liquidity grab, and then we took out that previous lower high, we made a higher high. And so right now, the bullish case to be made right here is that we're making a higher low somewhere in between this very key zone, making the low higher than this liquidity grab that we got, and then we can proceed to make a higher high. This is why this is the last hope for the bulls right now. It's a very technical reason. This is the value area low of the range. If price is unable to close the candle above this level, well, that's pretty much showing us that for the first time since November 24th, 2024, that the market is now willing to trade the Bitcoin price below this fair value zone. We have not been able to close the daily candle below that level this entire time. In addition to that, if we go ahead and we take our Fibonacci pull from the low to the high, we're bouncing from our Fibonacci 886. Now, I do have to be honest, a lot of times we do see significant range bounces from the 886, which is why I've opened up this long trade right here. I've already locked in a little bit of a take profit here, about $3,000 of profits here, taking out about a little more than half the position here, already viewing this as a scalp, potentially looking for that higher low to come in. But there's a few major things that we need to be looking at right now. First of all, the weekly time frame is giving me some concern because we just a few hours ago confirmed a bearish divergence here on market Cipher B as the price is making these higher highs. We're actually seeing now a confirmed lower high on market Cipher B, with the money flow also getting lower. Now, this is not anything to take lightly, guys. This is quite serious, and the reason why this is quite serious is because this is a very high time frame divergence. And these high time frame divergences, they really do play out. The last time we saw a bearish divergence on the weekly time frame was actually back here, and you can see that led to a pretty significant pullback, a pullback of about 30%. In fact, if we go ahead and take our measuring tool from the high to the low of that wick, it's about 26%. We got that bearish div on the weekly, and that 26% move to the downside. Well, let's check out our measuring tool right now from the high to the low. Currently 16%. If we're going to get that 26% move to the downside, that's actually going to take us down around 80K. And it's pretty normal to have 30% pullbacks, even in a massive uptrend. In fact, if we take a look here at some of these pullbacks that we've had in the uptrend, the last major pullback that we had here was about, 34%. So a 34% pullback from here is actually going to be taking us down to around that $71,000 level. Okay. Now, again, I'm not here to say we're going down to $71,000. It might not happen. It might not happen quick. It might take some time. But the truth is, right now, this is a bearish looking chart for the reason of this bearish divergence confirmed now on the weekly. Also, when we take a look at the daily, we are seeing the money flow coming down. This blue stuff is getting lower here, and we're seeing this yellow oscillator make lower lows. We're seeing the momentum also make lower lows on market Cipher B. Again, I'm not here to say what is going to happen, but what I am here to say is that Bitcoin is definitely at last hope support for the fair value zone of this range. If we're not going to close the daily candle above 91.5, then I totally expect $85,000 to be our next target to the downside. Now, I made a video earlier today telling you that if we lose this, we are definitely coming down to $91,000. Reason being is because this is the next area of support. So if we're going to lose this, I can pretty much say with confidence we're coming back down to the lows of the range around that $85,000 zone. And so that's going to be our next major place to be looking for a bounce. Now, is the bottom in now? We just opened up a new weekly candle on the chart. And this new weekly candle, you could see already got a massive drop to the downside. Like, it's a super fresh weekly candle. It still has 6 days left. So it's very possible that this is a local low and we see movement to the upside as we move into tomorrow and the next day. But what I don't really like about this low is the lack of bullish divergences, right? We like to see bullish divergences at significant lows here. And right now we're seeing the money flow come out, we're seeing the momentum come down. On the 1 hour time frame, look at this purple money flow. It doesn't look very bullish. It looks very bearish. So for me right now, I'm going to say the indicators point to more downside. The price action right now is giving us a reaction from a very key area of support. And so definitely makes for a long entry if you're looking for a scalp. If you were ready and waiting for this level like we were in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, where yeah, it's a very key level. We can see that, once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6 times it was support. We had that liquidity grab, and so now we expect if we retest it that we're going to get some kind of a reaction, but we definitely want to see that daily candle now closing and holding above $91,500. By the way, guys, if you want to trade Bitcoin and altcoins, I'm trading on WEEX right now. Best deal on fees over on WEEX. All right, you do not have to KYC. I'm also trading on BLOFIN, link in the description. And BLOFIN, guys, I've basically, you can get 10% cash back on BLOFIN. This is long setup given in advance in the Casper Crew, but BLOFIN, 10% cash back on everything you deposit, right? It's actually a really good deal, up to $1,000 future bonus. I'm also trading on MEXC and ByBit, but those exchanges do require KYC. Also, guys, if you want to join the Casper Crew, where we gave the short setup in advance, where we gave the long setup in advance, you can go to jasoncaspertrading.com to join the best trading community in the world. So what are we looking at right now with the Bitcoin price? Well, right now what we can do is we can take our local Fibonacci from our high to our low, and we can see that right now major resistance is going to be the value area high of this range. If we're going to continue in this downtrend of our high, our low, our lower high, our lower low, this Fibonacci golden pocket confluence now with the value area high of the range is going to be our next major area of resistance. And if we do get a rejection from here, then we can expect this lower low to come in. Fibonacci golden pocket, very key area of resistance. That was the $106,000 short that we gave in advance in the Casper Crew, right from the old Fibonacci golden pocket, from the first high that we made up here to our first major low. We got that golden pocket retracement, bam, to the downside. So we need to be now looking for that same thing. If we are not able to get a move all the way up here, we obviously do need to be aware now of the back test of $97,300. And the reason for this is because this is now major resistance. The point of control of the range was support when we were above it. Now it's going to be resistance when we are below it. And so these are now the two resistances to be aware of if you're looking for short trades. And for the next major long trade, we're going to be looking for a liquidity grab of the lows that we basically made right here underneath these from, I guess the date was going back from November 11th to November 18th. And this is the next place we could be looking for a bounce if we're actually going to just get a massive fake out here and we're not going to Bart Simpson pattern all the way back down to the 70s, this would be the next major place to look for that long trade. So this is really make it or break it right now for Bitcoin before we see lower prices. This daily candle, super important. Monday candle, very important. That is it for this emergency update, guys. May God bless everybody in the name of Jesus, Yeshua, the Messiah. Even if you are not religious, I still pray you and your family are super blessed. If you're trading out there, guys, be safe. Use good risk management. Only take a trade with a clearly defined plan, stop loss, target, and a reason for your entry. And I will see everybody in the next video. Peace!